But Congressman, thanks for joining us. Now you say you want to use that money, part of the money in Obamacare, to coordinate the government's fight against Ebola. Tell us about it.
Well, there is a self-replenishing $2 billion a year fund within the Affordable Care Act, not dependent upon congressional appropriations. It's called the Prevention Fund. So October 1st, it got a fresh infusion of $2 billion. This money should be used, in my opinion, this money should be used by the Secretary of Department of Health and Human Services to, as far as preparedness and fighting the virus. You know, the good news on the GlaxoSmithKline front, that is an important story. And to the extent where our committee has jurisdiction, talking with the people at the regulatory agencies, business as usual, not right now. We need to be able to be moving on these things. We need to be able to get these materials to the people where they're needed. This is such a critical situation. We're aware of it now in this country because we've had a case and a death here in Dallas, but it is devastating the countries in Western Africa.
Well, you had voted to repeal the Affordable Care Act more than 30 times. Where was that money earmarked for to begin with?
It's not earmarked. It's a direct appropriation into what's called the Prevention Fund. The Secretary has a discretion to put the money in the Prevention Fund to whatever things they think are important. I mean, it can be used for things, lobbying activities. We've had several hearings on this over the past couple of years. To me, this is a misuse of money that's being put into Department of Health and Human Services. But here we have a crisis. So if you really are serious that the Prevention Fund is worthwhile, then step up to the crisis and make this money available for fighting Ebola.
And are you getting any pushback on that? Makes perfect sense to use this money where it's needed.
Yeah, it does make too much sense. No, I've not had a direct communication with the Secretary. In fact, Secretary Burwell has yet to come to our committee. I look forward to that happening soon, but it's. Secretary Sebelius was, let's just say, fairly reticent to discuss any activities regarding the Prevention Fund in the several times she came before the Energy and Commerce Committee.
So what's next? I mean, when would a hearing happen to examine the coordinated, federal, state, and local response to this?
So these are ongoing. In fact, Energy and Commerce will have a hearing next Thursday in Washington. There's a hearing this afternoon at DFW Airport from the Homeland Security Committee dealing with the travel restrictions. There have been, as you know, several changes that have been proposed by the administration. There were questions asked by a television crew from a network that was coming back from Liberia that questioned why they were not, why there was more concern in Monrovia about their travel to the United States than there was in the United States. Well, now we have a situation where a reporter apparently has fallen ill and is coming back to this country, and then we had a patient appear in an emergency room here in Dallas who has unfortunately subsequently died. But it just underscores how serious this illness is, and it's no longer half a world away. It's at our doorstep.
Right. Congressman, real quick, are you going to move to try to repeal the Affordable Care Act in the 2015 Congress?
Well, the Affordable Care Act is going to be a work in progress. We all know that it doesn't work, and I think even the administration will acknowledge that. The fact that right now I can't tell you what my renewal rate is on a bronze plan in the Texas Federal Fallback Exchange because no one will tell me. They'll tell me on November 15th, a few days or a week after Election Day. So it's not working. It's not working on a lot of different levels. There are going to have to be things that are fixed. Honestly, the real change will likely come in January 2017. In the meantime, there are things we could be doing to help people, particularly people in the individual market who have been hurt so much by what's happened with the Affordable Care Act. I would go for giving a tax deduction for people for their premiums who are buying with after-tax dollars in the individual market. Seems like that's something we could do straight away without a lot of fuss. I'd certainly expand health savings accounts. I'd make the limits of the deductible the limit of what a person can contribute to their health savings account. Right now, it's capped at $3,400. But there are deductibles as high as $6,000 for an individual. We ought to make those match up.
Congressman, thank you. We'll be watching, sir.
Hey, thank you.
We'll see you soon. We are